What is going on, guys? Digital Gaming with my review of Strike the Blood episode 3. And episode starts off with kind of the aftermath about what happened to Akatsuki in the last episode. We don't see what happens, like what happened to him when he see that electricity, going through his body. But we actually go to the next day where him and Yukihina, they're on a train. And they're talking about what happened, and we learned that he cannot control the familiars of the last progenitor, and it's because he is a virgin vampire, which means he has never, bit into somebody and drunk their blood. And I found that really surprising because I thought that he had drunk somebody's blood just because of that little, I guess it's a flashback, but it was more like brief images that we saw in the first episode of A Naked Girl. So I'm wondering, when is he, gonna drink somebody's blood? Because I definitely think, it's gonna be Yukihina, but I wonder like when that's gonna happen. So once they're in school, he actually talking to his friend, I believe her name was Asagi. They're talking for a little bit, and we learned that this girl is pretty smart. She is so smart that she has a job. And she quickly made, I forgot what it was, but she had to work quickly because over 50 billion yen of damage was done to the city from yesterday's attack. And that right there is incredible. And Yukihina was actually telling Akatsuki that because he's immortal, he can actually pay that in 500 years if he pays 100 yen for every year. Now, of course, that right there was a joke, but I could really see like something like that happening. So now every boy in the class, it kind of going like crazy because of how cute Yukihina is. And when Asaki actually learns that Akatsuki is friends with her, and they were hanging out and stuff, she actually got pretty jealous, and she tore up his report that she had did for him in a fit of rage. So now their teacher has come there, and she wants to see Akatsuki and Yukihina in the guidance office, I think it was. So they're talking for a little bit about how Akatsuki has to lay low because what happened the other day was the sixth attack that had been going on for a period of 2 months, I think it was. So he has to lay low while they're trying, to capture this guy who is the combat deacon for like some other church out there. So now not only are they dealing with him, but now they have to, be worried about their teacher finding out about what they do. But the teacher actually did something pretty cool, and she actually gave Yukihina that doll that she had wanted, really badly. So during lunch, Yukihina and Akatsuki, they're actually going over some notes that she had, and Akatsuki is a very smart guy because he was able to pinpoint, a general location about where the guy could be hiding. And he actually went to Asagi because, she's so smart and she probably knows the area really well. So she can help them pinpoint the exact location. And I believe they find him, I believe it's called the Island North. That's where he's at. And we saw him early in the episode working on that little girl. And I'll get to that in a little bit because his story with that girl is just so messed up. So Akatsuki and Yukihina, they actually go there and they find this the building, which was like the main office for that place that the combat deacon is from. So while they're going there, Yukihina wants Akatsuki to stay behind, but he can't do that because he's worried about her, and he does not want her to go through this alone. And Yukihina actually blush a little bit, and to me that right there was really cute to see that side of her. And I love how these two are kind of bonding. But luckily she does let him tag along because she does have to observe him after all. So now they're walking through the place, and Akatsuki comes across this door that's like chained up at first, but then Yukihina like actually figures out that it's only a spell, and she like easily gets rid of it. And when they walk in, they go like further ahead. They come across this like one area, and they just see like all these homunculus, and they're like these ugly, disgusting creatures. And we just see Akatsuki. He's like getting really angry at this point. Like we can see the rage like coming off of him, and that's when that little girl appears. And then the combat deacon actually shows up, and I can't deny this. That deacon had made some good points. Like even though he forced a demon into that girl, the Lion King organization had done the same thing with like Yukihina. They have gotten these poor kids and they have trained them. But I will admit, that organization is not as bad at actually putting a demon inside of a person. And this demon is actually, supposed to devour her life in 2 weeks. But because she's like absorbing all these other powerful demons, it's like extending her own life period. So now we see another one of Akatsuki familiars, which I'm pretty sure is the one that was like supposed to come out, at the beginning of their fight, because we see this like electricity coming from his body, and I believe it was like in the form of like some kind of baboon. I'm not really sure like how to describe it, but to me, it's like a baboon. So now we see the complete form of the demon inside that little girl, and it's like some giant white creature. And when Akatsuki goes to attack it actually forces her back. And then when Yukihina actually goes in for the attack, we learn that this combat deacon was able to steal her technique, or at least copy it, and put it into the demon. So now Yukihina is kind of blaming herself for what happened to Akatsuki, and the combat deacon actually comes down, to finish the job, and Akatsuki actually, takes the hit from his axe. Now at first I thought from the way it was, Akatsuki was gonna either like lose his arm, or he'll pull it out and let him bleed out. But I definitely wasn't expecting him to cut off Akatsuki's head from his body. Now that right there, I was definitely not expecting, and that right there was just like so completely messed up. That caught me off guard completely. So I definitely wasn't expecting that. But I'm wondering how in the world will he come back from this? Will he like still be alive, and she just like have to attach his head to his body, he'll be fine, or what? Because like even though he's immortal, how do you come back for like getting your head cut off? So that ending right there, it was definitely shocking. I'm definitely curious about what's gonna happen next, because I can't wait to see how he's gonna get up and come back from this. And hopefully he will drain Yukihina blood soon, so that way he can use the powers more, because it's clear right now that he can't use them that well. Cause I'm pretty sure even he can actually surpass Yukihina's attacks and defeat that demon. But like I said, this episode was pretty good. It had a shocking ending, but it was definitely good. So as always guys, don't forget to like the video and subscribe, because that really helps me out. But as always, you guys take it easy. I will see you all next time.